Stinkomalee Triumphans by Richard Harris Barham. Whene'er with pitying eye I view each operative sought in town, I smile to think how wondrous few get drunk who study at the university we've got in town. What precious fools, the people, grew, their alma mater not in town. The useful classes hardly knew 4 was composed of 2 and 2, until they learned it at the university we've got in town. But now they're taught by Joseph Hume, by far the cleverest Scot in town. Their items and their tottles too, each may dissect his sister Sue, from his instructions at the university we've got in town. Then L.E. comes, like him how few can caper and can trot in town. In pirouette or pas de deux he beats the famed Monsieur Giroux, and teaches dancing at the university we've got in town. And Gilchrist, see, that great Gentoo professor, has a lot in town of Cockney boys, who fag Hindoo, and larn gem nasties at the university we've got in town. Sam R. corpse of vampire hue, comes from its grave, to rot in town, for bays the dead bards crowned with yew, and chaunts the pleasures of the university we've got in town. Frank Jeffrey, of the Scotch Review, whom Moore had nearly shot in town, now, with his pamphlet stitched in blue and yellow, D.N.S. the other two, but lauds the ever-glorious university we've got in town. Great Birkbeck, king of chips and glue, who paper off does blot in town, from the Mechanics Institution, comes to prate of wedge and screw, lever and axle, at the university we've got in town. Lord Waithman, who long since withdrew from Mansion House to cot in town, adorned with chair of ormolu, all darkly grand, like Prince Lee Boo, lectures on free trade at the university we've got in town. Fat F, with his coat of blue, whose speeches makes so hot in town, in rhetoric, spells his lectures through, and sounds the V for W, the vey they speaks it at the university we've got in town. Then H.E. comes, who laid at Newgate Market, sweetest spot in town. Instead of one clerk popped in 2, to make a place for his nephew, seeking another at the university we've got in town. There's Captain Ross, a traveller true, has just presented What in Town, an article of great virtue, the telescope he once peeped through, and spied an Esquimaux canoe on Croker Mountains, to the university we've got in town. Since Michael gives no roast nor stew, where Whigs might eat and plot in town, and swill his port, and mischief brew, poor Creevy sips his water gruel as the beadle of the university we've got in town. There's Jerry Bentham and his crew, names ne'er to be forgot in town, in swarms like Banquo's long. Is Sioux, Turk, Papist, Infidel, and Jew, come trooping on to join the university we've got in town. To crown the whole with triple Q, another such there's not in town, twitching his restless nose askew, behold tremendous Harry Brome, law professor at the university we've got in town. Grand chorus, huzza, huzza, for Harry Brome, law professor at the university we've got in town.